pledge of allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
All right. Don McDonough,
Here.
Shane Bailey,
Vacation.
Darren Howell,
At work.
Don Miller,
Here.
Craig Spiewak,
Here.
Randy Thorpe, Jane Barco, here, Attorney Chris Farrow, please come, Michelle Dudalski, here, Heather Hess.
All right. Minutes of the previous meeting, review and approval.
I'll make a motion, accept the minutes.
Randy's got the motion for the motion. We need a second.
Second.
Second it is. Any abstains? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Hey, Chris.
All right, then. Good. Hello, everybody.
We're gonna go to the bill list review. Michelle Dudalski.
No additions.
Okay.
Just have a seat for the five, put in the box. It's white with sheet paper, I put in the box.
What was it from?
Bonds.
Oh, yes, I did, but you know, it wasn't a bill, it was just like an invoice. They
So
bill
we'll
us.
send it to us. Does
So-
it usually mail to you or
They
something?
will, yeah, this was actually just your like bill receipt, but we
Yeah.
get like a bill afterward.
Okay.
So we
I
get,
didn't know.
this is what it is.
Yeah.
There's no money on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
We got a motion for the
I'll
payment
make a
bill.
motion.
Randy's got the motion. Second.
Second.
Donnie. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. That's all the yeses. Any noes? Any abstentions? We're going to Greg Lavage with the police report. Greg?
Okay, for the month of August, disabled vehicles, we have 2, and assisted other police agencies, we have 1. Criminal mischiefs, there were 2, and driving under the influence, we had 1, which is DUI. Welfare check was 2, motor vehicle accidents 2, and noise complaints were 3. Public assist for motorists were 2. Suspicious persons 3, and thefts we had 1. Verbal warnings for traffic were 2. Written warnings were 1, and traffic citations issued was 6. And there's 8 ongoing investigations for 52 incidents calls for the month.
All right, thank you, Chief.
Yep, thanks.
Larry Norella. Okay. Did we get a zoning report set up from NAIC at all?
Yeah, we have, there was an electrical permit issued and a building permit issued, and the $60 was zoning fee. That's what we
Didn't
have.
they list who these people are?
Yeah, I'm just trying to find, let me see here. I think it's just, there we go. James Constantine, 40 Water Street, and then that was the building permit retainer. Justin Nixon, 142 Center Street, 12593, and an electrical permit retainer from the Borough Baseball. That's you, $75.
Okay. Well, with that check I just gave you,
That'll probably be on the next one.
okay.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Shelley.
No.
Okay. Solicitors report, Attorney Chris Farrell.
Nothing to report.
All right. Correspondence review, do we have any correspondence?
Yes, we do. I have a letter from Adams Cable Services. Dear Waymart Borough Planning Commission, I hope this message finds you well. I am writing on behalf of Adams Cable Services to formally introduce our proposed broadband infrastructure project in Wayne County. The primary purpose of this letter is to request your support and cooperation for Adams Cable's broadband infrastructure initiative. The project will be partially funded through the COVID-19 ARPA Capital Project Fund Broadband Infrastructure Program, making it a significant investment in the improvement of our local connectivity and overall quality of life. The project overview is that their location would be Waymart Borough. Area would be Cabbage, Cole, Overley Roads, and Skylark Lane. Adams Cable Broadband Infrastructure Project aims to extend high-speed internet access to the currently unserved and underserviced area listed above. By doing so, the project has the following key objectives: bridging the digital divide, enhancing economic opportunities, enabling educational advancement, improving quality of life. To achieve the successful implementation of this project, we request the support from counties and municipalities to provide regulatory assistance, rights of way, public awareness, and community partnerships. This collaboration with local stakeholders and community leaders will garner support for the project's success. The proposed project represents a significant step towards creating a digitally inclusive community, fostering economic growth, and improving the overall well-being of our residents and businesses. By supporting this project, Wayne County and Waymart Borough will play a crucial role in making our community more competitive and attractive for current and prospective residents. So, from my understanding, signed by sincerely Wendy Hartman. We need a letter from Mayor Narella
Somebody else.
addressing the support.
Yes, they didn't list any streets in Waymart though, right?
I don't think Waymart needs it. I think Waymart already has broadband.
John, do you and the solicitor have broadband out there, remember, before they were going to put fiber optics out there, did they ever do that?
I don't think so.
No.
They marked off the road a couple times and then nobody ever came back to do anything, is all I know, and I don't know what that was all about.
Oh,
Yeah, I didn't catch up to them.
So I gave that to Mayor Narella.
Okay.
Do we need to make a motion for the support, or?
Went down, yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
so that could be under new business.
Okay.
All right, I have the ambulance, report for the month of August, 59 dispatches, 51 responses, 8 unavailable, incidences. 25 calls were in Waymart, all covered by Cottage. I have a letter from the Wayne Economic Development Corporation asking to submit nominations for the 2023 Innovator of the Year Award. And there's a luncheon November 17th at Settlers. And I have the detailed guidelines of what it means to be an Innovator of the Year. Here if you're interested. And that's it.
All right, thank you. All right, guests and citizens? Thank you, Jane. Eugene, you're up first.
I finally got a light on the sign coming down,
Saw that.
and was it lit up at night?
Yes, it was.
And
Yes.
is it sufficient?
I think so, yeah. I noticed it when I was coming home Sunday night.
Okay, I didn't do the death sign down on Route 6 down here, because that was easier up on the bank up there. So, if anybody wants to ride by and it's good, I'll put the other one, or the one Randy got, on the lower one. I have another one to put down below, but I can use that on anything. And no charge for the light or for putting it in. My gift for Jane.
Thank
She's
you
been
very much.
asking a long time for it.
thank you.
Very nice.
And I don't know if you guys have gotten any reports of a new dirt bike in town, loud,
Ah, yeah. On
And-
South Street.
and he needs to be stopped because he's gonna hurt somebody. He's been flying by people, riding wheelies, passing them,
Do you know
stopping
who
it.
it is?
Do you? I don't.
Do you?
It
Ah,
just just showed up
Is it local?
this past week, I don't know, but he stops at people's houses and he'll throw one of the kids on the back. Nobody's got a helmet, no, neither of them got a helmet, and he drives like a jackass.
Oh, man.
Is it red and white?
I think so.
I think that was down at our end as well.
Yeah.
And
Loud,
Julie's.
loud and just obnoxious, and he's gonna hurt somebody. And like I said, he had 2 kids on Prospect Street, assing around, throttle jockey.
And then they call it red and white, yeah.
It's an off-road bike, there's no plates or anything, but it's, I mean, it just showed up like the end of last week. I've never seen or heard it before,
It was,
so. That's it.
couple
All
weeks
right,
ago.
thank you, Eugene. Maria Miller.
The Waymart Area Historical Society is having its annual Farmers Appreciation Day on Saturday the 16th. So we'd like permission to put out closure signs for the South Street here so that the kids can freely play, and we have tractor rides.
Yeah.
We have fiddlers, free food, games, prizes. It's a great time.
Nice.
Sounds good.
If he can get going, he has a pub that he would like to bring down. Okay, I told him I would ask or whatever.
Absolutely.
And I told her to make sure that she had.
Maria's doing such a great job for the historical side, we really appreciate it. And I think this is gonna be a wonderful.
I hope it's a good time.
You're all invited, bring your
This
children and
Saturday.
grandchildren.
16th. Yes, please come.
Maria, want the road closed from right here?
Pretty
Center Street?
close, yes.
Center
We
Street?
come up so people can park. So really, just about even with the Mason building, just to the edge of the depot.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
That's it.
that's it.
I don't know.
What time did that start? I'm sorry.
1 to 5.
Just you wanna close the whole thing.
1 p.m.
People park, like handicap park.
Yeah, these.
Go park over there.
Okay, Maria, you're done, thank you.
That's it, thank
All right.
you.
Okay, Jay?
Just wanted to let council know, I had a long talk with Brian Smith yesterday, Commissioner of Wayne County, concerning the conditional use permit that was applied for by KELG, which mentions the purchase of the property, Mallard Meadows by the county. And Brian told me the county no longer has any interest in purchasing Mallard Meadows due to a loss of not enough money, but they need a minimum of $17 million, they have 10, so I said we're back away from it all. Presume council knows this, but I told Brian I'd bring this back to Wayne County for Waymart residents,
Yeah.
and he said, we're right ahead.
That's fine, but there still is a meeting scheduled for October 2nd. It's a Monday night, it's from 6 till 9 at the R.D. Wilson School. So there is a hearing that October 2nd night scheduled already, and so far, we've never got any information from the county at all. I mean, so that was a surprise to me because I had seen
Really?
it and I thought, well, but anyway.
Yeah, we talked for quite a while yesterday, and I assumed he probably owned it.
Uh-huh. Well, I can't understand then why they didn't send us at least something to say, hey, look, we don't want nothing to do with it, we're done and we're gonna move on.
Well, that I can't answer.
I'm sorry.
The county's not the applicant. Did he say anything about the applicant proceeding without the county?
No, he just told me that he had no interest in it, the county, and I asked him, I said, Brian, is this you or all the commissioners? He said, we are in unison. We are no longer interested in the purchase of Mallard Meadows. And
But the application has counted, so.
That's right.
The
The
application.
county is not the applicant.
What the facility is going to be used for by Wayne County. That's what I think you mean.
It's my understanding Wayne County was not going into the rehab business. Wayne County was gonna sublet this out or subcontract this out to somebody else. So just because Wayne County is out, it doesn't mean that the owner can't go right to a rehab center and have them lease the building and run a rehab there. So I don't know that the project is dead.
Our
The
attorney has not received any notification that that is the case, so.
Yeah,
As Don
that's where
said,
we
the
stand
hearing
right
is
now
still
on it, that the hearing will be October 2nd, 6 till 9 p.m. It'll be in the gymnasium of the R.D. Wilson, where a friend of ours has more room to see people that want to be there either way. So,
Until the applicant tells us that the project is dead, I think you need to move forward as if this project is moving forward.
all right. Okay, so on that recommendation by her attorney, we will just sit back and wait for that date to appear, and then we'll be there, and then we'll see what happens, okay? All right, Jane, planning, you're on.
One of the hats I wear is emergency management. Michelle hasn't been able to go to any of the meetings, so I do go to all the meetings. I'm invited, and any of you that would be interested, to the 2023 Pennsylvania Pipeline Safety Program. It is going to be the 21st. It's going to be a 30-minute meal, 90-minute training, and it's a 4X program. And it's at the 4 Points Sheraton ANZ Hotel, 300 Meadow Avenue in Scranton, PA. So I did sign up for the course. I had gone before, and if anyone else on council is interested in going, we do have 2 pipes in Waymart. One is UGI, and the other is still in the ground on Belmont Street, and that's the Arapahoe. Arapahoe is still there and has never been removed or even closed off, so.
And what date is that, Jane?
The 21st,
Of September?
yes. So I do plan to attend that.
What time? Like, what's the timing for others?
Gosh, I guess at 5:30. The second thing, the American Rescue Fund status is exactly the same that I reported last month. We haven't spent any more out of that. The next thing is I've been in contact with Timothy McDermott from SCI Waymart Community Work Program application. Hi Jane, please let us know this was received. Fill this application out and send it back to you, which I did. And Timothy McDermott, McDermott, Heather. The D is capitalized too. And he, from the Department of Corrections. So he and 3 other gentlemen came down last week. And we first went to the ambulance building and walked around the ambulance building. We talked with the ambulance personnel. And of course they stressed about no weapons and nothing around that could be construed as a weapon. Not necessarily a gun, but anything that could be used as a weapon. Then I called Leroy Brown, and we went down to the garage, and we walked around the garage. There's quite a water problem in the back of the garage, but since we don't own the land, it's not our problem. The water's in the back of the garage. But anyway, Timothy and Tim and all the rest of them, they walked around there, and of course that's much bigger than the ambulance building. And he thought it would take about 10 gallons of metal paint, plus drop cloths, and perhaps, I suggested, since they're both garages, that maybe they could be sprayed. So he was going to see if it could be sprayed. And they'll probably have 4 prisoners, they might have 6. But he hasn't got back to me because he's on vacation this week. But what is our responsibility? Our responsibility is we're going to provide lunch. And so Dawn has volunteered to help. And so one day we'll order the sandwiches from there. And the other day we'll probably order pizza from the hotel. And they will eat at the ambulance building. That's where the bathroom is. There's no bathroom at the garage. Then after we left there, we came here. And of course, the only thing that we're concerned here is the Historical Society next door, and right out here, the posts. And so we've already purchased the paint. It's there in that room. Yeah, it's in the back room. So They were very interested, and if anybody else would like to help that day, I'd appreciate it. I don't think I could stay the whole day, but I did say I would work with Dawn for the lunch. We know it's gonna be at least 2 days, it could be more.
Do you have dates?
No, that's what I'm waiting for him. He has to give us a list, see, of all the things we have to buy, you know, like the brushes and if they can, and as I said, it's gonna be at least 10 gallons of paint. So that's where we're moving forward on that. I'm very thrilled. I'd like to see the 2 buildings restored and much nicer to look at. And we also received a letter from Jonathan Fritz, our representative. Jonathan Fritz, of course, has been working on the program about getting funding for the Bob Wilson Field. And so he says, Jane and Waymart officials, please see just below highlighted response from Anna Fitzsimmons in Leader Cutler's office. In short, yes, the bulk of the budget was passed. Excuse me. But the additional special budget requests are still open items. Your request for dollars is still in the query. Q-U-E-N-U-E, I don't know how to pronounce it. Final negotiation and passage of the code bills is necessary to authorize the distribution of the special budget request monies. Feel free to share this email with your contacts at DCNR. Hopefully they can lend some additional time to allow for completion finalization of the budget. Keeping fingers crossed, thanks, Representative Fritz. So I contacted Anna Fitzsimmons in Harrisburg. I gave her a copy of Representative Fitzgerald's, Representative Fritz's letter, and this is her response. Thank you, Jane. I will pass this additional information on to the regional advisor in management. We're in a position to allow more time with a response from your legislator. Ashley Schultz, she is the advisor for recreation and conservation for Pennsylvania, the Community Parks and Recreational section of the Pennsylvania Department of Conservation and Natural Resources. So I did some inquiry, and I understand there's a big bulk of money still there, and I said, well, every month I bring it up at council meeting, and every month I say it's going to be solved by next month, and it hasn't been. And so I talked to John, and he said, I hate to say this to you, but he says it's going to be settled by the end of November. So
that'll only be 4 months late.
yeah, but that's the state. They fight. They just fight all the time down there. I don't know how they get anything done.
Apparently they don't.
It's just like the mayor had such good resolutions last month's meeting about the radar and what was the other thing? Anyway, I forgot.
Catch basins.
Yeah, the catch basins, wishing on this from PennDOT. They should be, that's the thing that should be brought up now, not fighting over this and that and the other thing and words and anyway, but anyhow, as they say, good things come to all who wait. And we're at the position we can't do anything but wait.
Thank you, Jane. Do you have anything else, or you good?
Well, I was gonna bring this up under new business.
Okay, all right. Okay, we move on, budget and finance, myself, we're gonna have a review of this, budget from Shelley, just to see where we are right now at this time of the year.
Next month, I was gonna have it at the end of the quarter.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay,
yes.
well then, next month we're gonna have it then, okay, that's fine. All right, I don't have anything else then.
Shane just put in that, The Waymart roadway, oil and shipping program should be starting this week, weather permitting.
All right, good, thank you for that.
May I
Jane?
Sorry. Make a comment?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it's been brought up by Darren, and it's been brought up before at the council meetings about the catch basins and like on our street and different places in the borough, and how they're sunk in and people hit them all the time with their tires. I want you tomorrow to look in front of the post office and see the grate there. The whole one side has caved in, the east side has caved in. If anybody accidentally steps on it, they're gonna break their ankle or their leg. So my question is, my suggestion is, I obviously don't work on the streets, who can we get to address these grates and try to bring them up to the height that should
You have to
be?
hire somebody, to be honest with you, because you have to saw cut around them, jackhammer them out, lift them up, rip them up. You probably do 2 a day, realistic.
We,
And then blacktop.
Do you have any suggestions?
Ed Mellon fixed a couple. Eddie Mellon. Or,
I guess he did, I sort of
Is
forgot.
it on Belmont?
yeah,
who's that now?
Ed Mellon.
Oh, okay, and Krieger, when they went through and did all of Belmont, we got them to put, they did all the grades on Belmont. That was a big help, because
Yeah.
the state allowed them to do it for free for us, where the catch basin, or not the catch basins, but for the sewer authority, those had to be paid for by the sewer authority, unfortunately, I was told. But anyway, they did cut us a break when they did Belmont, because they did them all.
How much is, you have to put out the bid, $1 amount?
Yeah.
Oh, but that's 10,000 something.
Oh,
No, this doesn't have to be put on there.
Why don't we just, take a look at them and see how many we have? I don't know if we wanna do that, but,
We do need to address that one at the post office immediately.
let's do what the state does, throw a traffic cone on it. For starters.
but then somebody runs the cone over.
How about the one
Steals it.
on 6th there, by the gas station?
Uh-huh,
I
yeah.
mean, that grate's been in for what, 6 months?
Oh, that's a mess out there.
That's really
Long
nice.
time. Yes, it is. Yes,
And when
it
you
is.
come on a Dollar General, you still can't see to the right.
Yeah.
I almost got clipped there the other night.
I'll leave that there.
Okay, we're gonna move on. Park and recreation on the ball fields, Craig Speedwalk. Right?
All right, I would like to send out, have the borough send out some thank you letters. I just don't.
I am.
A letter of thank you to Waco for donating the stone. They donated 4 loads of stone to the baseball field. O'Hare Construction donated 2 loads of stone.
Are they tandems that they gave you?
O-H.
Yeah, wow.
O-H.
A lot of stone.
O-H-A.
And a letter to Waymart Milling for letting us use their property for staging. So total, we have 2 loads of number 2 stone, a load of number 1 stone, and 3 loads of modified, which is good. I called Waco, they're gonna donate 2 more loads of stone. I got the pipe for the under drain delivered, 1,200 feet of that. Darren's working on the electrical design with somebody. They recommended that we put it in conduit instead of direct burial in case we have a short or something with the wire, that we won't have to dig the whole thing up again. So that's gonna be like another 78 cents a foot extra, I think he said. I got the permit for the electric. They waived all their fees for that. I only had to pay $4.50.
All right.
So they waived all that. What else? I called Leeward 4 times about their $5,000 donation that they pledged to the baseball field, and it seems that they have amnesia. 2 times I called them. They said they didn't have any response. The 3rd time I called them and asked them if they were going to honor their pledge for $5,000. The secretary's like, oh, you pledged money? So then they put me into human resources lady. She forgot to call me back, conveniently. Spoke to her again, I called her again, and she said she should get back to me by the end of the week. So apparently they have amnesia about this. Krager donated over $14,000. Just don't return my phone calls.
Okay.
Called him once, talked to somebody, and now it goes right to voicemail every time I call.
Krieger, K-R-E-I.
Yeah.
How much did they offer you?
Oh, like $14,000. So I'm gonna badger them for another
14,000?
month, and then I'll give you my opinion on them. If I don't get any results, but we are moving forward, which is good. So Waco, I can't say enough about Gary. It's been,
14,000.
yeah, Gary's been more than helpful and very kind to the borough. He's actually, gone above and beyond.
Yep.
Street light on Belmont and Evergreen needs to be repaired, I'm sorry, street light. Belmont and Evergreen needs to be repaired,
Yeah.
that's looking out.
And the one up from, Wayne Woodlands, the next one up, you go on Wayne Woodlands driveway, and then the next one up is,
Yeah.
and then there's a third one someplace.
There's one on Carbondale Road right across from Billy Wolf's.
Yes,
Oh, that's
ma'am.
it, right.
Yes, all over town. I called August 20th. I called August 28th.
Oh,
I called yesterday.
Very end of Prospect Street.
I don't know.
The light at the very end of Prospect Street to Route 6 is out too.
Give it another shot,
You
and
said
we'll see
there's
what
one
happens, and we'll
on
try it
South
out.
Street.
what?
That's Wayne Woodlands.
Just past Wayne Woodlands, the first light past Wayne Woodlands on the left.
Okay.
All right.
So the ball field is progressing slowly but surely, but hey, got more done in a month than we did in 12 years.
Yeah, and thank you
I'm
for
moving
that.
forward. I keep badgering these people for their donations. They don't come through, I don't know, never know.
Craig, in regards to that, I called Dr. Phillips up twice to see where somebody else might know where some of the labor and materials that were donated might be, so I think he's away, so I'm gonna keep trying him until I get him to find out if there is somebody else that we can turn to for some names.
It's hard because I'm cold calling
I
these
know,
companies.
I know,
That's the thing,
yeah.
you know.
If anybody,
I'm not gonna use
yeah,
fire sales.
if somebody else might know somebody that you're talking with, maybe we can,
Yeah,
you know?
like the personal phone number at home, I would love to have,
Yeah.
I'd love to call.
You know what, the books that the football team used to use had all the people that donated, their phone numbers and everything in there, and they're all Lake Ariel, yeah, they're all through the whole area. Let me see if I have one, I might have one from,
Yeah.
because they stopped selling them the last couple of years, but that would be helpful, then we could go off that.
Even if I had a sultry voice, it would be better.
I want to ask you something else. I was going to ask that question.
There you go.
But anyway, if you need help, volunteer, okay? We should be okay using volunteers because we're not using no grant money, I assume.
Right, yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So, I mean, if you need help,
Yeah, well, Darren's gonna organize the
the electric.
working, yeah.
Okay. Oh, on the workers still then?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, so.
I did
I'm in
ask.
charge of materials, he's gonna organize the work party. and stuff
Okay,
like that.
good, okay.
So,
I did, who else did I talk to today? Trying to think now, but it was about the ball field and, Drew Morcom, I called him up because they're the head of the Little League in our area. And those are the people that can go out, and I spoke about this before briefly. They're the ones that can go get donations more so than council or run fundraisers like a lottery ticket or something. And, I'm gonna ask them if they could be here next month and just to meet them and have a little conversation and then move on, so we have a good feel for each other and who we need to call or not call, okay?
I gotta call the Pioneer about topsoil, cause that field needs soil
Mhm.
desperately, so.
Somebody was talking about water too, you mentioned the cabbages possibly with,
Yes,
right, with the
Yeah,
bathroom
because
maybe and,
they
okay.
had volunteered to do like he was speaking about electrical work, and then those people moved away, the cousin or whatever it was moved away.
Okay.
But they had pledged originally, I felt like $32,000.
Yeah, you said it was amazing,
And
that's really nice.
Joe Jalot says he will meet with them as soon as Fritz tells him yes or no.
Oh, okay, okay,
So, that's it.
yeah. The only,
Good things come to those who wait.
Salt be flying before they get back. That's all I have.
alrighty, okay, let's see here, what we have now, we're at Shane, Craig, Donnie Miller, and you'll give them another shot at it then? Okay, alright, yeah, give it one more shot, tell them people are upset here in the world that we can't get our lights taken care of when we have our guy call it in, so, appreciate that. Okay, and Darren's gone, and Randy Thorpe, purchasing and building.
Purchase a new light or a sign.
Okay,
Well, I'm gonna donate that.
okay, thank you, all right, it's good. New business, under new business, unfinished business, I have Adams Cable down under unfinished business, or you want me to just
Yes,
move to new
so-
business, okay?
We need a motion to have Manuela
Okay,
write a letter of support for the broadband.
I mean, the secretary's gonna write it, I'm gonna sign it.
Okay, for the broadband project.
you know what, I just wanna say something, because you made a good funny there, because she's one of the best I've sat here with. And I know Kathy Millard was very good, and I'm not knocking anybody else, but I'll tell you what, between her and Shelley, I mean, we got a good treasurer and we got a really good secretary, and I
Thank you.
appreciate it. Thank you.
Second motion.
Okay, so who made a motion? I didn't make a motion. Somebody has to make
Oh,
a
I was
motion.
second the motion that you were a great
Oh,
secretary.
thank you. Thank you.
Shelley was a great accountant.
Okay.
Kathy Millard was a great secretary. I'll make the motion.
Okay, go ahead, Kit.
I'll second it.
Okay, all those in favor? Aye. Nays, abstentions? All ayes. The ayes have it. All right, we're gonna move on then to new business, police petty cash amount, planning committee question.
Yeah.
Nothing? Oh, I don't know what.
The petty cash was actually, we need some sort of, Fred had mentioned in an earlier meeting that, we used to have a credit card, which I've been here since I think 2006, and I don't think there's ever a credit card since I've been here. But when they go places, yeah, it must have been before my time, but, they have a petty cash account that holds $100 in there. They were looking for some sort of, like, if they need to go places or if they need to buy something from Amazon, how do we do that? But typically, like, what happens in, like, I'm just thinking in my auditing world, they have to put in a purchase order to the purchasing department, which is me. And then the person has to approve it, and then you go out and buy it. But here it's so small, there's no like segregation of that sort. So I don't know, like if they buy something from Amazon, I have the borough credit card or debit card that I can use, or we get billed for it later. But I didn't know exactly what you were talking about. Like, we have to have that approved at a meeting. So in addition to the $100 of petty cash, I don't know what other funding you would need.
Well, the idea was to use get a credit card, like a Visa, so that if we're out of town and you need fuel, you can just use that for fuel. Or like when we do buy things, certain things come up, like we bought the vacuum cleaner, so one of us had to buy that first to get it reimbursed.
I guess my thing though is I have a debit card and it's so small of a borough that you can contact me and there's less of, there's a better trail in that sense, you know, than us writing you a check or giving you a certain amount of cash to hold if is necessary, like gas. You know, you never go overnight, you fill up here. I don't know exactly the
There's been times when,
$100.
like the other time, other ways, we've been out of town, and if you need fuel in the cruiser, we put it out of our own pocket. because if,
But you never get reimbursed for that, you never turn that in.
no, we just use our own to get back. But it's for it's the police vehicle. So we thought if we had another credit card that could use, we should keep it in the visor. We
But
could
if you
use
had
it.
cash, could you pull a slip in? Most of them have a slip and
Yeah,
then
like
turn the slip in,
usually-
so you are at least reimbursed for it. I mean, we don't want that to
And I
happen.
think at that point too, if you have to use it out of your own pocket, you would be reimbursed. Like, you know, I mean, we have meetings once a month, but if you needed that cash back sooner than that, I don't know if Borough would respond to that. Can I do a bills paid in advance?
Well, we could motion that to allow you to do that if that situation occurred, if that would help instead of using a credit
Why
card.
don't we just get a prepaid credit card?
Instead of prepaid.
It's we talked about too.
Yeah.
We did talk about that with the.
They ain't gonna leave town and you'll have a monthly statement, right? I mean, here's the scenario. Okay,
Well, I don't know about
real
that.
bad guy down to Wilkes-Barre,
No.
it gets snowed in and they have to stay down in a hotel.
But you don't have statements from prepaid
You
credit
don't,
cards.
yeah.
All right,
but
so
that's
let's get
the
a-
thing too.
Credit card with a $500 limit or $1,000 limit.
I don't know. I wasn't happy when I was a board director, when the superintendent got a credit
Yeah,
card.
it's frowned upon usually.
I'm serious.
Usually,
No, I'm
I
just
agree
serious.
with
I
you.
wasn't happy about
And I
that.
work in a school too, and it is very much
No,
frowned
no, no,
upon
no.
in any other schools that they do not have credit cards.
Who's that?
Like school districts, municipalities, you know, so I guess that's why, we have a debit card. We don't have a credit card in this borough. And that's since I've been here, you know, we have the debit card through our bank, but again, you know, that's.
So if they're gonna go to training and they're taking a police vehicle, they'll come up to your house and you'll give them the debit card.
Well, where
just
would they
in
go
case
for
they'll need-
training? Where would they?
Well, just say they're going to Scranton, they're going to Wilkes-Barre, whatever.
Well, I don't know if they would use a full tank of gas in Scranton, going to Scranton, you know what
Well,
I'm saying?
I don't know, I'm just saying, you know, actually, they should be getting meals too,
Yeah.
you know? And I personally feel that the officer shouldn't use his own money. Might not have it.
No, I mean, well, exactly, but I mean,
Because I work for the state, we had a credit card, we issued a
We
credit
have to turn
card.
receipts in at work. if
right,
we-
that's how I am too.
That's what I did.
You have to-
Yeah.
We have to
That's
turn
what I did.
receipts in,
Yeah.
so if
Yeah.
we travel,
Well, where's the
we
credit card?
pay first and then we turn the receipt.
Well,
in.
the other thing too is, I mean, like, you have the petty cash account, that's $100. That is always in there for $100. I'm just saying, like, you have that to work with, and if you go above and beyond that,
Primarily that, I know, but primarily the petty cash is used for us for our shipments on our timing watches, that's what we use it for. That's why I asked for the extra $50 extra, you know, to be able to send the timing watches to get calibrated. It was either that, or every 60 days, we pay $150 to them come on site. So instead it costs $5 for us to send the timing watches every 60 days. So that's why I asked for the
Why are you
extra.
taking that out of petty cash? You should be turning that into me.
No, it's when I have to send it in our own envelopes down to them, and then they charge to send it back.
You send cash through the mail?
No.
Okay, so
No.
how do you send that to them?
I send it to an envelope in the post office, and we pay for the postage to mail it down to them.
So is it a check or?
No, it's just the postage,
Okay.
but it costs $5 for postage to send them down.
Okay.
All right, so it's either that way or they have to come here and they charge $150 now every 2 months. So instead of that, it costs for the three timing watches, it costs $10 every 60 days instead of $150. But then they charge to ship them back to us.
Right.
But they charge us for their envelope and everything, which is $10. So I use the petty cash to pay for postage to get it down there.
So, right, when I mail anything, I give Shelley a receipt. I just put,
That's what they do out of the petty cash.
Yeah, I would want just for the receipts, but like this would be for anything else other than petty cash.
yeah,
We get reimbursed.
Right.
You use something out of your own pocket, you turn it in, and I reimburse you at the next meeting. But should that happen, if you needed that money sooner, if you didn't have a credit card or something, I would then just with the borough's permission, give you a check in advance to reimburse you for that, or do we wait till the next meeting? Like, that's your call as.
Well, if you have $100 petty cash, and you're going somewhere and you just wanna be safe that you have money for gas, take $20 or $50 out of the petty cash.
That's, yeah,
Right?
$100 would be enough to.
You always keep that 100 up there, right?
Right.
Yeah, I try because we have to, each time we do it, every 60 days we have to use it for postage, so I try to keep it up. So every 6 months, I ask for another $30 or whatever it is to keep it up to 100.
Why don't we raise the petty cash
Do we have an account at any one of the gas stations?
500.
For the
We
vehicles?
do.
Yeah, we do.
Oh,
Yeah, that's what I mean,
I
like, if
didn't
you
know that.
recharge it, and we have,
okay.
we have
raise
$100.
petty cash?
Yeah,
They'll take care of, solve the problem.
yeah.
They'll have the money to pay for what they need. Everybody's happy.
Yeah, no, we always need the receipts. It's never happened, it never not.
How much you need in petty cash?
Shelley, how much
Hundred's
can we
not
afford?
enough.
Hundreds on it, 200.
Well, like
Oh.
200 is fair.
There you go.
Two
Let's just
hundred
do
would be
that.
fair, that's a good, that's.
300? 300 would be fair? Is that what you just said?
Two
Oh,
hundred.
200, okay. Would that be fair?
Yeah, that's all right, yeah, 200's all right.
Yeah, well, that's
Because we
easy
can
to do.
already could buy our ink cartridges, so I don't have to worry about the money for that. This would just be for,
Well, it was good you brought it up, because we didn't know you were in that little bit of a predicament with money to, when that situation occurs.
yeah, you see what happens, like I said, everything has to be recalibrated, so all of the timing watches must be recalibrated every 60 days, okay? Now, again, if they came here every 60 days, it's $150 on-site fee,
Okay.
all right? So we save that by just using postage to ship them down.
Put down a little bit.
All right, so that's about, what, $10 every 2 months, or maybe 15. Now, they also charge to ship it back, but theirs is a $10 fee to ship it back. And that's
We get
prepaid.
billed for that.
Yeah, we get billed for that.
$10, but you pay for that, and we have monthly meetings. So if you're paying for that, you use so much every 2 months, we have monthly meetings that I can replenish the petty cash the very next month. You know what I mean?
Well, that's
So
what I'm
that
doing
way-
now anyway, yeah. I'm doing that now anyway.
Yeah.
All right, I make a motion to raise the police force's petty cash to $200.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Noes? Abstention? You got it.
All right, thanks.
Chief, where are we at with the safety vests?
They haven't sent out so far, the federal government hasn't sent out the release yet. Nothing came through on the computer for us for the grant yet, so I'll recheck with them, but it hasn't come out yet.
Wait, last month,
You
Yeah.
approved.
you already got,
Yeah, we got approved. Oh, the vests are all ordered.
Oh,
Is that what you mean? Yeah, they're all ordered, yeah.
Okay.
They just haven't been all manufactured yet. I was wondering.
They already got sized and everything.
I thought you said the ones, no, yeah, they're all done. Everybody's sized. That's it. We're just waiting for them to be shipped back to us.
All right,
Okay?
excellent.
I also have a new business, I got planning committee question, was there somebody that wanted to bring something up in regards to the planning committee? Okay, in that case, then, we could use a motion.
Wait,
Oh, sorry.
Fire company.
in the
Oh,
back.
I'm sorry, geez, I would've called you a long time ago, you're up.
We ran 19 calls for the month of August, and we're up to 154 for the year. I don't know if them guys last month told you, the gear that you guys bought us, 3 sets is in, everything was perfect, we appreciate it and thank you. And also our siren's rebuilt, and it is up and functioning. I will send you guys over when I get it typed up, we're gonna not blow it after 11, or then after 6 a.m. we'll start blowing it again, just so it's not going off in the middle of the night. But, and the weather thing we're gonna redo also.
And it sounds awesome.
Good deal.
And Dave gave you a big help on that, huh?
Yes.
I saw the Facebook stuff.
Yeah, Dave's
It's really nice.
Dave's a
That's
good
an
guy.
old piece, right? The
Yep.
one? Yeah.
Yep.
That's
Yeah,
nice.
Dave got it up there and took it down for us, so
Yeah, good.
everything works great. And then our barbecue's coming up, so if anybody needs tickets, let me know. All
When's
right.
the
When
barbecue?
is it?
October 15th, I believe. I'm almost positive. I got a lot going on right now, so I'm pretty sure it's the 15th.
Where we get tickets?
From me. I got them.
They're there
I just have them up at the house, but I'll get them to you
They're
guys.
every Wednesday.
Yep, or every Wednesday, or if you know any other members.
Thank you. Are you doing, last Wednesday for in September?
Yes, that is the last one for the year.
Okay.
That's very good, I've enjoyed going to them, very good.
Good.
Guess my wife's cooking on the 15th again.
I have a question.
Go on.
Someone asked me, when are the new signs going to be put up, especially for Belmont Turnpike and Belmont Street? There was a call maybe 2 weeks ago, and it was actually on Belmont Turnpike. I'm not going to say where, but it was a parent stroke victim, and the ambulance had no idea where they were going when the call came out. So there was a bit of confusion over, a very emergent call.
Because of the
I mean,
signs. Okay.
yeah,
It had
because of
nothing
the
to do with
signs.
last time when it was Belmont Turnpike and.
That's
Yep.
been an
So they
argument.
want to know,
Downey.
That's been an argument with the state for how long now? They don't feel the need to change their sign.
so that's actually a state sign. It's not the boroughs.
I would
One's
think it
on
was
poles,
the state
on the
signs
state.
by the lights.
Why don't we buy 2 signs ourselves? It isn't like we're broke, and put them up.
Are you talking on the poles or on the main
No, he's
pole?
talking about, yeah, well, one, I don't know.
On the pole there at the corner.
They have a.
There is a sign on
Yeah, what I
there, but
mean,
it's this big.
yeah, I know, that's what I mean, let's make them twice
And
as
it's
big.
20 feet in the air.
Yeah,
It's-
And I think Shane ordered the,
I gave you
The
the
street
catalog with the
plates.
bigger signs in
So-
it.
Yeah.
when he comes back, we'll find out if they came in.
There
or
are
what's
50
Yeah,
signs.
I don't know which specific sign they were talking about. I don't know if because the light
The
has,
signs on the pole, light poles, both on Belmont Street.
that's probably the one that they're talking about then.
Yes.
But there was a bit of confusion. They didn't know which end of Belmont to go to.
I've been arguing with Penda over that for, what, 8 months?
Don, you're too nice of a guy. We'll have to go, no, I can't say.
Put your crossing voice on.
Take this one, when they get them on the phone.
I think we should ignore PennDOT and get 2 signs big enough, and that catalog you have nice size ones.
Yeah, get a price on them. How much money do we have though? You didn't mention the,
There's about 5,000
the
something
Biden.
left over.
Okay, yeah.
But this, we're talking about $100, $200, we're
Right,
not talking
yeah,
about.
no.
We kinda did a generalization of all signs, and it's like up to $1,700 or.
The problem is if I apply for it under, they haven't even announced this year yet, the local share. But when I apply for it, then it'd be another year. So why don't we just solve this little problem first and then go ahead with the rest of what we have to do for the, and did you also put in how many signs, stop signs that have to be replaced plus
I
the
did
street
write it
signs?
down,
Cause I noticed driving around that there's definitely some stop signs that need to be replaced.
Was it 3? I think it was 3 stop
And
signs.
then how about the bridge signs, do they need to be replaced? I know the one on East Street does.
Yeah.
It only says, what does it say, Craig, 5 or something?
Yeah, lower than 5,
Oh.
8 years ago, if not more.
Yeah,
Yeah, it should be 5.
Okay, are we good?
oh, I'm passing on one complaint from the guy who cuts our lawns, Mr. Vinton. He said that people over here in this building across the street have big dogs, and he said they're purposely bringing them over to the borough and over to the depot and letting them poop all over the ground, and then he has to drive the mower over them. So he'd appreciate if people would, every time you drive by here, if you see somebody with a pooping dog, please report it, so that's his suggestion.
Yeah, they do have cameras over there in the park. We have-
Yeah, I
we
did
have.
talk, I talked to
We've been
Aaron,
watching.
and Aaron said that he was going to get some,
Yeah, let's.
but he was gonna cite somebody. But do we have any cameras here though? Do we?
Is there any
Four corners of building.
Yeah,
They looked, Earl complained about a month ago,
yeah,
and Fred looked on it. And there was 2 dogs here, but there was no owners with them.
Oh,
And not that they saw the dog doing their thing, it's just that they were on the property.
uh-huh.
So they, we can check.
I saw Officer Aaron knocking on the door over there maybe 2 weeks
Yeah.
ago, and he looked like he was coming off duty, and he said it never ends over here.
Yeah, I know.
You know, so, I mean, I don't know them, and
The last thing I'd like to bring up is, this is a new wrinkle, I'm sure you're gonna be thrilled about this. Mandatory reorganization meetings, free for members. On January the 1st, 2024, all local governments in Pennsylvania are required to hold a mandatory organizational meeting. Learn what must legally happen at this important meeting when newly elected officials take office and reappointed officials are sworn in for another term. Learn tips for making a smooth transition into the new year. You will also discover how to reorganize during the year. And it's on Wednesday, September the 27th from noon to 1. Do you want me to listen to this
I'm sure I won't be there.
Zoom meeting?
Who can do that? You're at work.
Well, I know, and if this is a mandatory meeting.
September, what'd you say, 22nd?
I took it out of the Borough, I took it out of the Borough magazine.
What day did you say it was?
It says
20.
First.
it's September the 27th, from noon to 1 o'clock.
That's the last thing.
If that's all right with you, I will listen to it, see what they have to say.
Did you say everybody has to mandatorily meet on January 1st?
No, it says here, on January the 1st, 2024, all local governments are required to hold a mandatory organization meeting.
On New Year's Day.
Is that what it says?
Isn't that a state
Maybe
holiday?
I misunderstand what that says. That's right from the Borough magazine for this month.
they must have been
That's what it
mad.
says.
So who's gonna celebrate the new year together, everybody?
There you go.
Yeah, it's effective.
Wow, that's exactly what I had planned.
But if everybody has to attend this,
I think I have a cold.
Is it
Mandatory? The meeting is mandatory, but that doesn't say everybody has to
well,
be
where
there.
is the January 1st meeting?
Well, that will be.
Well, that
January
is-
1st.
Within each municipality, I think, each municipality has to have this effective on January 1st.
You can read it, I don't understand it.
Maybe it's started.
Reading
You
is
can't
supposed to be
just
January
attend.
1st, but maybe that means the law takes effect on January
I
1st.
think you're right, I think that's.
So, Elaine,
The way it
You
reads.
can't just attend a meeting for everybody then.
I'd like to.
okay, how we doing? Anybody got any more business to?
I guess I read too much.
Motion to adjourn?
I make a motion.
I'll second it. All in favor? Aye. A little harmony with the ayes and